So in turn, we want to give up or we want to throw in the towel, and we're doing things that we have no business doing. Who told you to do that? Who told you to do that? And so you being here, like you clicking on this video and everything, is for a reason. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I hope every single one of you who are watching this right now feel loved, feel blessed, feel like you're enough, or feeling confident, feeling great. But in the case that you're not, which maybe, probably not, because you clicked this particular video, I want to encourage you. That's what this is all about. What to do when you feel like giving up. All right. I'm coming to you as a person who has really experienced and felt like giving up so many times. And a lot of you guys know my story or know pieces of my story because I decided to leave my career in nursing. And that was a very dark, like for years, I felt like my life was just so dark. And I think that I try to put on like a brave face because you want to seem like you're good. You never want for people to know really how you're feeling. You know, when a person asks you, how you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm good. And it's almost like you don't want to burden anyone. And you also don't want people to know that your life is kind of messed up right now, or like you have a cloud over your head and you don't want people to know that it's now raining on you. There are moments where you're just like, I can't take this anymore. I can't do it. I literally want to give up. And I want you to know, first and foremost, that you're not alone. You're not the only one that experiences this, that feels this, that is feeling it even now. And for me, especially after deciding to leave my career, let me just go back before that. Before deciding to leave my career, even being in a field, in an area, or doing anything in life that you feel like your soul is depleted, anything, it doesn't necessarily even have to be like your career, can be so many different things. You feel like you're being pulled or you're depleted and you just can't go on. It's like you don't really know where to turn. And of course, there are so many different things that people say that you can do, and even like affirmations and positive thinking and all of that. But the reality is sometimes that's just not enough. What do you do when you just can't, you just can't? Like you can't even think of those affirmations. What do you do when it's not enough to say that you're enough? What do you do when it's not enough to say that you're blessed? What do you do when it's not enough to say that you're supported? What do you do even when you want to pray but you can't even find the words to pray, or when you're having a little bit of trouble with your faith and belief? What do you do? So for me, I think that you have to know that you're here for a reason. And right now, for me, like, it's so much deeper. It's deeper than me. It's deeper than my story and all of that. And I know that all of every experience that you go through, it's way bigger than you, and it's for a reason. It's for a purpose. And so you being here, like you clicking on this video and everything, it's for a reason. Just for a second, just real quickly, I just want you to take your right or your left hand and just put it on your chest with me. Put it on your chest, and I want you to feel your heart beating. Like when you take the moment, what do you feel? Just for a moment. You feel your heart is beating. So there's life in you. When I felt like giving up, I would literally sit there and I would just put my hand over my chest, like just to remind myself, like, you're breathing, you're alive, you're here, you're present. And so even when you don't feel like you have something to live for or something to look forward to, or you don't feel like you're enough or you're loved or you're needed or any of that, just being here, just the ability to see another day in and of itself is amazing and is a blessing. And it's another reason, and it's another reason for you to keep pushing and to keep going on. Like, you're still here. So you still have time to make things work, to make things happen. You still have time to figure things out. I don't think that there's like a quick fix to it. There's not like a switch that you just hit on and then automatically you feel like you're good, and you don't automatically, you're like, okay, yeah, now I feel like doing, and okay, yeah, I feel like giving up yesterday, but now I'm good. No, like, it's a process. It takes some time, and you have to put in the work and the time and the energy, and it's different for you. Like, everyone's circumstance is different, everyone's situation is different, but at the end of the day, eventually you get to a place where you understand that me giving up, that does nothing. Like, me saying that I'm gonna throw in the towel tomorrow, I'm still gonna feel crappy. Like, I'm still gonna feel this way, and I don't want to feel like that. So for me to not feel like that, I've got to do something. I've got to make changes. I am responsible. Like, that's the biggest thing and the biggest lesson that I had to learn. Like, I can't blame anyone else for anything that I've done, any decision that I've made, any of that. Like, I am responsible. Even if there are things that have happened in my life that I didn't have control over, right now in this moment, I do have control over the way that I think about it, the way that I look at it, and how I'm going to use it to my advantage in the future. For me personally, you know, there are so many things that I have endured and gone through in life that you will never know, that so many people will never know, that people will never know. Things that me and whoever was involved or whatever was involved will only know, and of course God. And so I think that one of the things is, as you grow and you mature and you have a desire to want more out of life, you just push yourself and you find tools and resources to inspire you and to motivate you and to get you out of your comfort zone and to get you to go higher and to elevate. But at the same time, I think it is important to experience and feel those feelings of inadequacy, to feel those feelings of wanting to give up. You know, that means that you're human. And it can be very difficult to see so many other people progressing and doing and all of that, and you then look at yourself and you look at your life and what you have going on, you're like, I haven't accomplished A, B, C, and D, whereas this person did. So what? Self-sabotage is real. And so I think that's a part of you feeling like you want to give up and you want to throw in the towel. When you begin to sabotage yourself and you get in your head and you start thinking of all these things and all these reasons why this won't work out, why you did this, why you did that, you go and you get into that rabbit hole, and it's all bad from there. So the thing to me, first and foremost, is understanding that you're here for a reason. And think back to the times where you felt the happiest, even if it wasn't necessarily like the happiest that you want to be, but just the happiest that you've been in life and the things that you did at that time. What can you do now like that to get back to that place? And then you build on top of that. The thing that I always remind myself of is that the feelings that I feel, that's just that. They're feelings. And feelings change, just like we change. Every single day you change. Feelings change. Feelings come and they go. And so you cannot allow a feeling that you feel right now in this moment to continue to take over your life and dictate what you do in the future moving forward. So just like you have the feeling of giving up right now, know that you can have the feeling of resilience, the feeling of progression, the feeling of prosperity, the feeling of going upward, onward and upward. That's something that I always comment back to people, onward and upward, because that's what I have to remind myself of when I go into that place in my head, that little spot there that I can even picture right now where I feel like giving up. So when I decided to leave my career, for example, like that's a big part of me, leaving my career. There have been so many times and so many days where I felt like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to go back. I have a degree in it. Just going to go back and, you know, whatever. Just me thinking about like other people and other things. And so in turn, that just made me feel even worse. For a lot of us, we get in our heads, and we are the reason why we are where we are, or why we aren't where we want to be. So I've said so much. So what do you do when you want to give up? Of course, don't give up, of course. But what literally can you do when you get those feelings? Check them. Check those feelings. Just as you would check somebody else who's coming at you wrong, check yourself, because you're coming at yourself wrong. So you know what? Okay, I feel like giving up. Nope, hold up, shawty. Hold on. No, that's not what we're about to do. We're not about to do that. So because we're not about to do that, even though I feel this, I'm still gonna get up, make my bed, go wash my face, brush my teeth, put on some clothes, and go and do whatever it is that I need to do. Even though I'm feeling this way, I'm still going to do. And then another thing that I would say is to communicate your feelings with yourself, saying it aloud. I feel like giving up. I'm telling you, that's the hardest thing to do, to literally sit there with yourself and say it, like, even though you may be thinking it, but to say it out loud, it makes it real. Be honest with yourself, because there's no way that you can be honest with anyone else or communicate it to and with anyone else if you can't communicate it with yourself. Now, why is it that I feel like giving up? Is it because I feel like I'm not enough? Let me address that. Why is it that I don't feel like I'm enough? And am I comparing myself to other people? Or have I set these goals for myself and I'm trying to be like super analytical and I'm trying to force things to happen? Or do I have all of these plans that I know I really shouldn't be doing, but I'm doing them anyway? Like, so I think that it's just a lot of times we try to force things onto ourselves, knowing, even though we know that's not right. And so in turn, we want to give up, or we want to throw in the towel, and we're doing things that we have no business doing. Who told you to do that? Who told you to do that? That's one of the things that I've had to tell myself in my journey and process. Like, who told you to do that? Who? So this is why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, because you thought that that was the right thing to do. You thought that that was the right thing to say. You thought saying yes to this was the right thing to do, knowing that you really didn't want to do that. After communicating with yourself, I think it's great to communicate and talk to another person that you actually trust, a person that you know they're not going to go back and put your business out there. But even still, you have to be able to have trust. And I think that's one of the things for a lot of us. We just don't trust people. It's okay to trust someone and just to talk. And a lot of times when you are open and vulnerable with someone else, they're open and vulnerable right back with you. And you find out, you know what? I'm not the only one that has experienced this. I'm not the only one that feels this way. And you can learn something from them, some things that they did when they felt that way, that you can now pull into your own life. Another thing is journaling. A lot of people talk about journaling. It's not for everyone, to be real and to be honest. I think that you should find things that you can do that you will be able to go back and look through, and you will actually go back and look through it. So it can be even video diaries, like you record yourself getting your feelings out. Not necessarily that you have to have a journal that you're writing, but just a video of yourself talking through your emotions and your feelings. Another thing that I would say something to do would be to rest. Sometimes you just need to take a nap. Literally, sometimes that's all that you need. You need a nap. You need to just go to sleep. And right now you're feeling like giving up. And so when I say giving up, it can vary in ways of giving up. And you guys know what I'm talking about. We don't want you giving up. So sometimes you just need to sleep. Just sleep. And then relax. Rest and relax. And then I should have probably said this one first, but go in prayer. I believe in God. So I pray. And I talk about this all the time, of God being my source. When you're feeling like giving up, before going to other people, go to God first. Pray. And for you, it may not be prayer, but whatever it is for you, that will be like the equivalent to me praying. You do that. You find that thing. So for me, it's going in prayer and saying, you know what, God, I need your help, because right now I'm feeling like giving up. I'm not really feeling adequate, or I'm not feeling like I'm enough. I'm not feeling like I'm doing the right thing, or I'm in the right place. So I need your guidance. So a lot of times, like, we can't do it alone. When you're feeling like giving up, you just you have to have that fight. I'm not saying it doesn't have to be like a lot of fight, just a little bit of fight in you, just a little bit of fight in you. And that fight in you has to be that I want to live. I want to be here. I want to live, not just live and just go through the motions, but I want to live a healthy, fulfilling life. And I think that one of the biggest things for a lot of us when we're feeling like giving up, it's because plans that we've set for ourselves, they haven't come through. Like, it hasn't happened. And so you're saying, by this age I want to be this or that, or by this time I want to reach this, and it hasn't happened. So in turn, you're like, you know what, forget it. I'm about to give up. So not even necessarily that you want to give up like in life, but you want to give up on your goals. You want to give up on your dreams because it didn't happen in the time that you thought that it was supposed to happen. And that's the things, like, everything is bigger than you. And also, what's your purpose? What's the purpose in you doing this? So if you have a product, for example, that you're wanting to do or put out there, or you're selling and it's not doing as well, what was your purpose for doing this? And I think that one of the things, I'm reading in a devotional right now that talks about service. A lot of times when we do things, it's not about serving other people, it's to serve ourselves. So when we don't get the reward or the accolades or the appreciation, the shout out or the share or the views or the likes or the money, when we don't get that, then we're like, okay, this isn't working. So I'm about to just throw in the towel, hang it up, like, I give up, I can't do this anymore. And it's like, what's your purpose? What was the purpose? Was it for you or was it for other people? Because when you're serving, you have a heart of service. I think that that's what fuels you. That's one side of it. But in life, you are enough. You are enough. You don't have to be like everybody else. Like, you're unique, and what you have, what you offer, who you are is special. It's special. Everything that you've been through, whether it may be good or bad, was for a reason and for a purpose that is way bigger and greater than you. So don't give up. Ultimately, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying here. What to do when you feel like giving up? Don't. And then you go from there. I want more out of life. I want more out of my business. I want more out of my relationships. What am I going to do to make that happen? Something that I've learned in my journey and process, that I'm responsible. It is easy for me to look at someone else's life and compare and say, oh, they're able to do this because of this, or oh, they were this way because of this, or oh, well, she or he because how they look. And I was the queen of reasons and excuses and why not me. And so I would throw these pity parties and all of that, and that made me want to give up because I was so busy trying to find reasons why I cannot or why I should not, instead of reasons why I can, reasons why I will, reasons why I am. Use your experiences to inspire and help other people. That's what I would say what to do when you feel like giving up. Use what you're considering to be a mess, or what you are tired of and you ready to give up on. Use that to your benefit and to your advantage, and also use it to help inspire the next person. And also, maybe there's something that you're experiencing and going through that you can talk to someone else about so that they won't have to go through it. It's more than just about you. You know what I mean? Like, even though you're feeling like giving up, there's someone else that's feeling that way too. I know I said a lot in here, and I'm sure you can pick through and find something. I hope that you're able to pick through and find something. Let's talk about it down in the comments. If you've ever felt like giving up, what did you do? What was something that you did that helped you get through that, to get to the other side? I would love to be able to talk with you. If you're struggling right now and you're feeling like giving up and you just need someone, like a sounding board or someone just to vent to, come on over to my Instagram where you can shoot me a DM, or if you go in the description box, my email and all of that stuff is there so that we can talk. And prayerfully, I'll be able to help you. If not, maybe here in the comments, somewhere in there, you'll be able to get some help as well from our beautiful community. So as always, continue to do things that matter and keep it random. I'll see you all for the next video. Peace.